Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here with a finally and at last Married to Medicine review. Super late. But she's here, okay? I forget the name of this episode. Something about, I can't remember. Something about being acknowledged, or I don't know. This was a good episode in terms of Brother Michael. We got to see Michael Whitmore, who is Simone's son. He's actually leaving and going away to college in the next episode. But this episode, there was a lot of interaction between Dr. Simone and her son. And I don't think that I mentioned it on the first episode or in the episode where they had his graduation party and it was like a tailgating situation. I don't think I mentioned it then, but I just love their relationship. Like, he really cracks her up, and I think she genuinely cracks him up. And it's just that little opening scene where he was driving the Porsche and driving like teenagers drive. And she was like, oh, unfortunately, I won't be able to let you take the Porsche with you because of these types of things. He was like, you were never going to let me take the Porsche with me anyway, right? It's just so funny. Like, the interaction between the two of them. I really, really love it. And it's funny how she falls all over him laughing, and it just cracks him up when he cracks her up. Like, it's just hilarious. We did get to see Michael finally speak up, and I think I mentioned it in my review. I wonder why she didn't invite Jackie, if for nothing else but for Michael, because she delivered Michael. And typically you'll ask kids who they want to invite to their party, to their function, right? And I'm sure he would have said off the rip, Dr. Jackie. And he finally speaks up in this episode and says that they're going to have a kids versus parents basketball game, like end of the season celebration. Like, just like another graduation send-off celebration for Michael. And I'm sure his friends as well. They're all in the same peer group. And so they're probably all going off in different directions. So it's just another fun gathering event that's outside. And he wants Dr. Jackie to come to this basketball game. And he wants her, Dr. Simone, to ask her, because he was like, I like her a lot. She's one of my favorite people, and I want her to come. I thought it was a good moment. And if I was Simone, I would have felt some shame about being so pig-headed and just being so dug into this whole situation where you're not even calling your friend. Like, I don't know. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if Simone's just not calling Jackie, or if she feels like, I'm not calling Jackie, Jackie need to call me, and Jackie's not calling Simone, or if Jackie has been calling Simone and Simone hasn't been answering. I can't remember if that was talked about or not. And Simone just hasn't been answering and, blowing Jackie off. Or maybe when she do answer, she cold and short and curt on, don't do me like that. Do not do me like that, baby, because I ain't got to never call you back. Now, I just want to let you know that. Y'all know I love the Lord. I do. I really do. But what you ain't finna do, what you not gonna do, no, you ain't finna have me begging after you. Now, that's not gonna happen. I'm not doing that. Anywho, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but they both old enough to know better, right? So let's see what else we get to see. Contessa with her kids and the young lady, I think it's Scott's niece, it might be her niece, and her partner are nannying for the kids. And that time I'll tell you that Layla gonna get her own show. Layla, stop. Layla, get down. Layla, don't say that. Layla, be quiet. Layla, calm down. She gonna get her own show. She's gonna get her own show, and she gonna need her own microphone. Do not expect Layla to share a microphone with anybody else. She's not gonna do that. Anyway, she was talking to the young lady about the fact that they had been there 3 months, and the young lady was like, I hope we haven't overstayed our welcome. And Contessa was like, of course not. You can stay as long as you want to. You guys are a help to us. Layla was like, well, maybe you have overstayed it, or maybe you haven't overstayed it. Okay. All right. Ask me later. Ooh. Ooh, I love Layla. I love her. I love her. I really, really do. We got to get Layla her own microphone. Anyway, so that was that. And then we got to see Dr. Heavenly, and she was talking to her oldest son, which he's pre-med, I think she said, at Georgia State. And, he seems like he's doing very, very well for himself. He's got his real estate license, and his mom and his dad have him looking for a property in the low to mid hundreds that they can flip. So, we're using it as a stream of income, and also giving him the business, right? So he could get the commission. So he seems like he's very ambitious and very headstrong. Of course, Alora is absolutely positively beautiful. When she comes down to the basketball court to join everybody at the end of the show, all the guys was looking at like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Yeah, who is that? That is Alora. That is the beautiful Alora. She is absolutely gorgeous. She is a beautiful, a stunning young lady. Absolutely. And all the guys were looking at it. She was trying to, curb her eyes. She ain't but 15. She was trying to curb her eyes too, and all of that. Her mama was just blocking, which mamas are supposed to do. You're supposed to keep your eye on your young ones now. So we saw that. Then we get to see Anila. Anila is, then we get to see Toya. I thought that was really sweet what Toya was doing. It probably was to her own benefit. I mean, it looked like Eugene had a day off. He had a couple of hours off at least. He was trying to get him a nap. And she had run a tub of water and got them both something to drink. I think he may have been either on call or something like that, because it looked like he was drinking water and she was drinking like a type of rosé. And she had some berries there, and she ran a beautiful tub of water and all of that. I don't know how they film these things when, they're in their personal space, like something like a bathtub. I don't know if they wear like nude bathing suits and stuff, or are they naked there? Like, what are they doing? Like, I know you ain't had your cousin come in there and roll out his junk in front of these cameramen, right? Like, you cannot trust Bravo cameras at all. Like, no. So, Anyway, it was a sweet moment. And she went and woke him up and got him in the tub. And he was just telling her that she's been a snappy lately. And she's been, verbally aggressive. Not just with him, but with a lot of people. But with him specifically, he wants her to know that he doesn't care for that. And that she needs to take it down 2 notches, right? Because he doesn't like it. He doesn't care for it at all. And, she feels like he always said he wanted a woman with a strong mind, like a strong-willed woman, but she's being hurtful and she's being, it's getting to be a bit much. He needs her to dial it back. And her face was giving resistance, but she did not let it out her mouth. I was like, okay, girl, I'm glad you know. Right? Because when they tell us something, we have to really be listening. We have to really be paying attention, because oftentimes they don't like the to be forthright and honest. It take them a while to do that, because they be scared, they be nervous, right? How you gonna take it? So I'm proud of Eugene for speaking up and letting her know she going too far. We get to see Neela. Neela is taking the whole family, minus the kids. Her parents and her husband are going to look at the house that they are having built. And the mom has one negative comment after another. I have some experience with this, because although I love my mother to death and she is super, super supportive, she gonna tell you what's wrong with something right off the rip. She can spot the flaw, the problem in the situation. It's leaning to one side. Is it leaning? Is it leaning? Is it leaking? Do I smell mold? Is there moisture in here? What's that smell? Is it supposed to smell like that? Is that the sewer line? What is that? Off the rip, right? So that's just her noticing when something is going on. But also, she can say, oh, the fireplace is too small. You need to expand the fireplace out this far. It's too shallow. That's not going to work on that side of the house. What side of the house does the sun come in? Like she just goes into that mode. And sometimes when she gets to that place where she's giving me one negative after another, again, my mother doesn't tear it down. She's not tearing it down. She's just, instead of leading with the compliment, she's just like, this is a brief assessment. I'll have to spend more time in here in order to give you a thorough assessment, right? Like, okay, can you give me some positives? And I had to learn this. Because I did grow up in a deeply religious household where you didn't talk back. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have a rebuttal. You just let it roll off of you. But that will build up in you, and then you'll find that you're in this place where you just snap. And if you're a parent, speaking as a child, I'm going to tell you something. I really, really struggled when my mom fell ill. I struggled because I had already had so much repressed anxiety about things that about our relationship, about this hierarchy, right? And so then when she fell ill and it was on me to see about her and take care of her, it was too much. And I lost it on her right there in the hospital room. I lost it. I did. I lost it. I was like, I'm a good daughter. Yes, I lost it right there in the hospital room. It's not right. It's not fair. I'm a good daughter. I am a good daughter. You have no right. Yes, ma'am. Lost it. And you know what? My mama felt dead silent. Dead silent. And she apologized. She said, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. You should have told me. I was like, girl, we couldn't tell you nothing. And it changed everything. It did. I wish I had just spoke it up. I still could have had all the tears and stuff. But this time I was just like over talking like my mama could not say a word, baby. Every time she would break, I would get it. Anila is headed there because her mama is a piece of work, boo. A piece of work. I mean, she don't like her bedroom. This is the guest bedroom. I don't like it. It's too small. I thought for sure when they went into the master bedroom, she was going to say, why can't this be my bedroom? Why can't this be mine? And then Anila's husband was like, I think his name is Kareem or something like that. He was getting to it with her mama. And her daddy wasn't saying nothing. And so she tried to tell her mom, it's so much negative. Stop giving me all the negative, right? The daddy said, I want to talk now. But he meant taking Anila outside so he could talk to her about letting it all go, just letting her mom be her mom. Because they don't believe in putting their elderly in facility. I don't believe in it either. If I can help it, I'm going to keep my parents in their home as long as they can be there. And then they come with me, I just made up in my mind that's what I want to do, And so I can understand that. And it kind of almost just really, really made me sad because, it's a family issue. And everybody got to work together, Don't worry about that, Sonny. I got a whole flat of it. I have boycott Coke. But I got to drink this water up, okay? Everybody has to work together. Anila does have to be respectful, but I think she can say what she want to say and still be respectful. But it's also up to the father to navigate those things as well. He needs to talk with his wife and say, listen, I don't want you to run Anila and Kieran off. Because if something happened to me, and they flashed his age, 76, something happens to me, wife, she is going to have to take you in. And Anila said her mom is closer to her, which means the sister probably don't put up with it. The sister probably get more resistance. And Anila is probably the more compliant one. And that's who she run kind of, that's who she depend on. And so the dad has a responsibility too. And so does the mom. Now, this your wife. You ain't gonna make me believe you being from India. You don't get to tell your wife what she need to do and what she can and can't do. Now, you ain't gonna make me believe that. I'm sorry. I don't think so. You might not want to speak up. You might not want to go to war. You may not want to die on that hill. But if you want your wife to be able to go and stay with Anila if something happened to you, you might want to get to dying on that hill, sir. It's a family effort. Same thing with all the siblings. It's a family effort. If we want to do this thing, we have to all do our part, whatever that part is, right? Get off that soapbox. But it was very, very telling. Then we see where Anila meet up with Contessa to talk with her about the Reiki, the Rocky Festival. And Anila was telling her that she felt like she was being disrespectful. And after I'd seen a couple of people talk about it after I'd done my review. I was like, I need to go back and watch it because I didn't see it that way. Either that or they didn't show it. In the replay, now that Anila is talking to Contessa, they showing how the mama was pulling on her. All I saw was the back of Contessa and Contessa saying, ma'am, I don't want to jerk away from you because I'm stronger than you. But here I saw a different camera angle, and I see the mama pulling on her, and she had to know that that was an inappropriate thing for her to do. I mean, Anila might need to get her mama assessed. You know what I mean? Especially if you're seeing an increase in aggression and conversation that is more verbally aggressive, more abstinent, and things like that. You might want to keep an eye on that type of thing, because I don't know if she was always outspoken, but she seems like she may have a little bit of a issue, with controlling her behaviors, keeping them in line. But Contessa straightened her out about it and let her know that, I understand what you're saying about in your community, but in our community, you don't put your hands on people, right? And Contessa just straightened her out, and she told her, you didn't have any business getting in between me and Toya, what me and Toya got going on. We need to build our relationship, right? It was a good conversation, and Contessa just made sure throughout the conversation that she was checking her. She was like, no, don't even try it. Your mama was disrespecting me. This Contessa, your mom was disrespecting me now. Come on. No offense. But your mom was out of order. Okay. So, fast forward, we get to it was a great scene where Dr. Simone went to Bed Bath & Beyond with Michael to get his stuff for for his dorm. That was great conversation. Fast forward to the basketball game. We get to the basketball game. She did call Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie was on call for the next 3 days, but Curtis was coming. And come to find out, Dr. Jackie has supported Michael, but so has Curtis. Curtis has supported Michael too. And to me, that was doubly hurtful. That she didn't invite Curtis to the graduation party. I think it's too far. I think you're going too far at this point, Simone. Like, it just seems super duper petty. And there was a lot of conversation about that. And they end up playing the game. Anila came, Contessa came, Toya came. It was Dr. Heavenly. It was at Dr. Heavenly's house, because she has an actual basketball court on her property. And so they all played except for the young kids. The young kids went somewhere else and played. And then Toya stood around and talked with Anila. And I didn't like the way Anila was retelling her conversation with Dr. Contessa. Like, she got Dr. Contessa together, and she had Dr. Contessa apologizing. And, she was still putting 20 on 10. I was like, Anila, that conversation didn't even go like that. No, Dr. Contessa gathered you. She gathered you. She did, and she gathered your mama. She did. Yeah. Respectfully, but gathered nonetheless. The way she was telling it to Toya, and Toya was not seeing it for Contessa. Well, if Contessa is apologetic, and if Contessa is sorry, and Contessa is remorseful, why is she still talking about me? If Contessa isn't concerned about me, you're saying out of your own mouth, she's discussing me, why is she bringing me up? I was like, Anila, just be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet, okay? You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to navigate in these waters, right? The kids really won the game, but Dr. Contessa cheated. Dr. Heavenly cheated, and so it looked like the parents won the game. It really was like a last hurrah for the kids to give one to the parents, And so, that was cute. And then the guys went inside and got, drinks and ate what was left of the cold food. It was all in these white boxes. It looked like it came from like American Deli or somewhere like that. Like, y'all know, it's Simone's party, but Heavenly was hosting it. I don't know who ordered the food, but it was a mess. Anyway, the more paper boxes, like the more the food sit, the more the paper boxes start to get soggy and fold in on each other. Like, anywho, guys went inside to have a good conversation, and the lady sat outside on the court, and Kieran was going back inside, and the kids was wondering, like I said, it was like dusk and the sun was going down. And so she was telling Kieran to take the kids with him inside, and Dr. Heavenly sitting in the middle of all the ladies, and they sitting around in these metal folding chairs, it looked like to me. Y'all know how Dr. Heavenly do things. And she telling her, that's your job. He got a job. Your job is to be with your kids. You need to be with your kids. I mean, she was just doing it so aggressively. And Anila was sitting like right next to her. And she was just like, that's your job. She was like, I actually have a job. Anila was like, I have a job. And she was like, what's your job? Vlogger. Oh, that's a job? Yeah, I mean, y'all know how she is. She's obnoxious. She is obnoxious, and she is rude. Okay, she is unsavory. Okay, and she always starting something, and then she want to get up and be physically aggressive when you got something to say back. It's like, I'm gonna dump all of this poop in your lap, and you just have to smell the sweet aroma of it all. Okay, and not say a word about it. If you say a word about it, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to bark louder so that you'll back down that much more. And Toya was like, don't talk to her like that. Don't do that. She does have a job. Toya, you don't have a job either. This is what she goes back and forth with Toya and just starts berating Toya about this secondhand information that she got from Quad. And she took some information. She took a picture. She showed it to Quad and got Quad the dog Toya. Right? Quad is an adult nonetheless, but she got her dog Toya. Then when she started with Anila, when Toya started taking up for Anila, she took that information and weaponized it and tried to shut Toya down with this information. And Toya was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You barely afforded your home. You getting personal loans, all of that. I mean, she just sitting there with her arms crossed like, what? And what? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. Anila is busy trying to explain herself. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand that, no, you gonna have to, okay, go ahead and get your earrings. Okay. Pull your hair back, boo. Okay. And get to it with her. I'm not saying physically fight her, but you're gonna have to let her know, back it up. That's what Contessa had. And Dr. Simone in the confessional saying that this is what Heavenly does to all the new girls. This is what y'all allow Heavenly to do to all the new girls, right? This is what y'all allow her to do. Well, her and Toya went back and forth and standing up and talking to each other face. And what I can't stand is, I can't stand Dr. Simone always trying to hold Heavenly back. Let her go. Let her go. She gonna either catch a case, she gonna catch a suit, or she gonna catch some hands. Okay? But what you not gonna make me believe is you almost 50 and you still fighting people. No, you doing a lot of barking. And when you get right up to their face, what are you gonna do? You are either gonna catch a case, okay? You mean somebody gonna call the police and you gonna go to jail. You gonna catch a suit, okay? Somebody gonna sue you and cause you and your property. and you putting hands on them, or they trip and fall, or they going up them dark steps back up through the woods to the upper level, and you ain't got no lights out there so they can see, you gonna catch a suit, or somebody gonna knock you slap out. I want to see you put teeth in your own head. I want to see you put implants in your own head. Let her go. Stop holding her back. Let's see what she does. Let's see. That's all I want to know is, what you gonna do, Heavenly? Somebody don't agree with you. What you gonna do about it? Huh? You stand there and bark? Right? Stand there and bark? Whatever. I love it. I wish they had kept Mariah. Oh, you don't want me to bring the receipts, do you? Anyway, you guys, that's Married to Medicine. Y'all tell me what you think about the episode. I know y'all probably have seen a ton of reviews by now, but that's my take on the whole situation. I think Simone is being petty. I'm proud of Contessa for gathering Anila. Anila seems like she likes to put 20 on 10. I love Michael. I'm going to miss Michael. I'm going to miss the Michael and Simone dynamics. And let Heavenly go. Let's see what she going to do. Okay? And until next time, honeybees, I holla.